Ben Schramm, welcome to the IPAA 2019 Annual Forum podcast series.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, Ben, it sounds quite innovative what you've got planned for us today. Can you tell us a little bit of a hint of what you've got planned?
Sure. So we're doing something a little bit different today, which is we're exploring the idea of public purpose partnerships. And we thought in order to do that, we wanted to have a bit of a different take on it in a large group format. So what we're doing is we're posing some statements about public purpose partnerships, and we're going to be asking our participants to let us know if they believe those statements are myths or realities. And the idea behind that is basically to surface discuss some of the undiscussables or some of the elephants in the room that we often think but don't say as it relates to public purpose partnerships. Put them on the table, talk about them and say, well, if they are myths, let's bust them together. And if there's limiting beliefs, let's find a way to overcome them. So, look, some of them are pretty provocative, but I think that they're designed in a way that is constructive and positive, and hopefully we can identify some pathways together that are positive for us.
I've heard that some of them are quite controversial. Why have you decided to sort of take it up and really confront them in that way?
Well, I think sometimes you can go to these types of conferences, to be honest, Nance, and there can be a little bit of lip service, to be frank. And when we first started doing the planning for this, my sort of proposition to IPAA Queensland was, let's not do that, and let's actually get below the surface and talk about some things that are rarely spoken about. We'll do it in the right way, in a respectful way, but let's actually get to things that when you go back to your organisation, you're back to your desk and you want to actually talk about partnerships, how does it really play out? Let's talk about that. And getting to the coalface a little bit and giving some pragmatic ways to form those partnerships.
So really igniting a bit of debate in the room, you think?
I think so. I mean, for example, my firm is in the professional services sector, and one of the questions that we're posing about partnerships is, are professional services firms too focused on profit rather than purpose? Now, I have an emotional reaction to that because we're a purpose-driven consultants, but that's a good thing, I think, because I can then say, well, no, I don't think they are, and this is why. We're purpose-led, we want to make a difference as well. Just because we work in a for-profit environment doesn't mean we're not connected on purpose with you. And as a tertiary organisation or a community service organisation or a government department, but I think that perception exists. So we're trying to grab those perceptions. And another one that we've got in there is the idea that academic institutions might be a little bit too focused on slower research and longitudinal research that's not keeping pace with the rhythm of policy, which is faster and more immediate and real time. And again, I hear that around my clients. Is it true? Is it a perception? And if it is, I think it's something we should talk about and build each other's understanding of our sector so we can work better together.
Really confronting that and talking about the dark side, as some people refer to, some of the independent consultants out there, that we can perhaps all work together.
Exactly. I think it's important that we break down those barriers, and Thomas, who spoke earlier today, was wonderful, spoke about the greying of the lines between them. And I think that's true, but it's going to take different types of conversations and bold conversations. I think that's what we're doing today with the myth and reality conversations. And the sequence from here we're doing a voting exercise, which everyone's almost completed, which is great, and then we'll sort of tally those up and see what those votes are telling us around where people do think that there are myths and where there are realities. And to be honest, I have no idea what to expect.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it, because they'll form some good input to our panel conversation.
Well, Ben Schramm, we will catch up with you at the end of the day, and I'm looking forward to hear your takeaways from this and what we really gained from this experience.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me.